So welcome back. So I was talking about today's theme is on the external sector, a balance of payment. So let's begin with the first question of today's session. This is your previous year question, and I have picked a very simple one. That is, the balance of payment of a country is a systematic record of. That means simply the definition of balance of payment. You can read those statements: all import and export transactions of a country during a given period of time, normally a year. The second one is goods exported from a country during a year. The third one, economic transaction between the government of one country to another. D, capital movements from one country to another. If you have read, I would say if you have basic knowledge or fundamentals about this balance of payment, you can simply answer this question. Although the answer is all import and export transactions of a country during a given period of time, normally a year. This normally a year is something very crucial, because if you see every country, they have balance of payment, or what we call the record, because every country has to maintain a record of export and import in terms of goods and services and all those transactions. Secondly, every country has to maintain during a particular period of time. Let's say India follows it for the 1 year, and if you see the US or United States balance of payment account, they maintain it half yearly. So this is something, time period is very much crucial. So whenever this kind of question you face in the prelims, so that you this thing should be in your mind, that India calculates this balance of payment for a year or within a particular year. Okay. Now move to the next. A closed economy is an economy in which closed economy and open economy, there are two types of economy, as you say, with respect to this balance of payment. Open economy means a country is having economic transactions with all over the world or over all countries. For example, export import of goods, export import of services. Let's say investment is coming to your country in terms of foreign investment. So any kind of those economic interaction, that we call the open economy. Or closed economy means, that means there is no set of contact in terms of economy, no export, no import and all. So that is we call the closed economy. A very famous term which is used for this closed economy, that is the autarky. You can get these kind of terms in those articles and newspaper stuff. Okay. So answer would be obviously neither exports nor imports take place. So D would be the answer. Coming to the third question, this is something very interesting. With reference to balance of payment, which of the following constitutes or constitute the current account? I think you know the balance of payment. Then there are two accounts. One is current and another one is capital. The first, let's see the first one. And this is the question about the current account. Balance of trade. When we say balance of trade, that means it talks about export and import of goods only. So if you see the foreign assets which is something related to investment in the stock market, let's say share, bond. So these kind of financial assets we are talking about. So when we say financial assets or foreign assets, then that does not come under this current account. Current account, if you see, consists of goods, services, and then the what we call the transfer payment. Okay. So balance of trade, that means export and import of goods only. Coming to the third, balance of invisibles. See, if you see the basic fundamental economy, what is the difference between goods and services? Goods is something which is visible in nature, which are tangible in nature, but services which are not tangible and these are invisible in nature. So when we consider the export and import of services in the balance of payment, or in the particular in the current account, that is known as balance of invisibles. So balance of trade is one component, balance of invisibles, that is in terms of services, that is invisible. So this is the second component. SDR, which is something related to International Monetary Fund, which is not a part of this current account. So your answer would be what? 1 balance of trade, 1, and your 3, that is your balance of invisible. So C would be your answer. Okay. If you see the capital account, there are components like investment, foreign direct investment, your foreign portfolio investment, the investment we do in the stock market or share market. Second component is kind of borrowing or external commercial borrowing. Those companies of our country, they borrow from the international market, okay. Or in the third component, that is something what we call those multilateral institutions. They give funds to different countries or kind of loan. That is the third component in the your capital account. So this question was all about the current account at all. Now coming to this question. This question is again related to current account, but what steps needs to take by the government to improve the current account deficit? Now first question is, what is this current account deficit? Deficit means simply export is less than your import, or you can say import is more than the export. That means more payment you are making for your import than you earn through your export. So this is the current account deficit. Now question is, the country is suffering from the current account deficit. What steps we can take to improve that? Come to the first statement, devaluing the domestic currency. What is the devaluation? See, there are two terms you must have seen in this particular chapter, depreciation and devaluation. When the exchange rate or foreign exchange is determined through the market forces, that is the demand and supply, then we call it depreciation. The same thing happens by the government or in a fixed exchange rate regime deliberately by the government, that we call the devaluation. So here the government is doing or devaluing the domestic currency. So what is the implication of that devaluation of domestic currency? It improves the export of a country. So when export increases, then your country earn more of foreign exchange, so that you can improve this trade, or what we call this current account deficit. So first statement is correct. Coming to the second one, reduction in the export subsidy. What is the subsidy? That means government is subsidizing or facilitating to improve the export. Suppose government reduces the subsidy amount in terms of export, obviously export will come down. So when export will come down, obviously your earning with respect to foreign exchange will come down. So that means your earning in terms of foreign exchange will come down, then you cannot improve this current account deficit. So second is wrong or incorrect statement. Coming to this, the third one. Third one, something is related to the capital account. I spoke about capital account, that is FDI, foreign direct investment, and this FII or institutional investment. Through this FDI and FII, more certain foreign currencies are coming to our country. More certain foreign currencies or foreign exchanges, they are coming to our country. Through that we can finance this current account deficit. So if government adopts suitable policies which increases FDI and FII in your country, obviously your current account deficit will improve. So first statement is correct and the third one is also correct. So D is the answer. 2 is not correct, because reducing the subsidy on the export automatically reduces the export, reduces the foreign exchange earning. So it does not help you to improve the current account deficit. Okay, these are the very basic and fundamental questions. Even if you read those NCERT of 12th class macroeconomy, your concepts would be clear. Okay, so these are the very fundamental questions UPSC is asking as far as prelims is concerned. Now coming to this question, consider the following statement. The effect of the devaluation, again this devaluation is in the question of a currency, is that it necessarily, that means what is the effect of devaluation, this particular question is all about. Let's see, I have already told you what is the meaning of devaluation. When deliberately reduces the exchange rate by a government. Let's say for example $1 equals to 70 rupees. If government of India tries to devalue its own currency, then government would fix this Indian rupee in terms of dollar or against the dollar, then $1 would be 80 rupees, let's say. So deliberately government has devalued it. So what would be the implication? Let's first come to this. improves the competitiveness of the domestic export in the foreign markets. If you have understood the previous year, previous question, then you can understand this statement as well. Obviously, with the devaluation of currency, it improves the export of an economy. Now, second, increase the foreign value of the domestic currency. I have already told you that devaluation means, suppose $1 equals to 70 rupees, then after devaluation it would be more than 70, not less than that. So increase the foreign value of the domestic currency, then this is not the right one. Rather, decrease the foreign value of the domestic currency. This is the implication of the devaluation. Okay. Coming to the third one, I think Sushant Yadav has given 1 and 3, but there is no such option in the 1 and 3. Let's come to the third statement. This is quite interesting. Improves the trade balance. See, somehow you can say that with the deliberate, this devaluation of a currency increases exports, then we can say it improves the trade balance. But point is, there is no such option given by UPSC 1 and 3. Now, why they have given, they have not given 1 and 3, but what is the key in, or what is the catch in this improves this trade balance in the third statement? The third statement says, this trade balance improve means if a government devalues its currency, and if your economy is already in the deficit, let's say, if your economy is already in the deficit, then you can say it improves the trade balance. But suppose your economy is not going through that phase of deficit, your export is more than your import. That means you are surplus in the current account, which is a rare occasion for a particular economy. But still, let's assume that an economy is in that phase of a trade surplus, let's say in terms of current account, exporting more than its import, then you can't say by devaluing the currency, it will improve the trade balance. That's why deliberately UPSC has given this. So answer would be what? 1, that means A. 1 is the answer. Okay. Now, let me summarize what we have discussed. The first one, we started with this balance of payment was our theme for today's discussion. First, we saw what is balance of payment. Then we discussed what is the closed and open economy. And autarky is a term which is used for the closed economy, which is a very famous one. Then this is what we discussed, the current account or simply the part of components of current account. Then we saw the current account deficit, and then we discussed the implication of devaluation as such. Okay. So more such questions on this particular theme, external sector, foreign exchange and balance of payment, we'll see from the next week. Okay. So again, let's meet on Monday, and thank you, all the best, and keep practicing question and keep revising. Thank you all.